They say being a Raider is about more than just going to school. They say being a Raider is about our community, about tradition. Kindergarten at Nettleton is about teachers that I love, learning that is fun. It's really about pride in what we do and who we are becoming. Raider pride is justified. Raider pride forever.
So don't forget it.
Mr. Miller lost his voice. No problem. I'll send in the replacements.
Woo! Woo, Daddy Mercy. Mercy, woo, Daddy. Handsome Johnny. How the heck do you edit on this thing?
Mr. McGrew, you're in photo booth.
What? This son of a...
Hey, that's all right. Good try, but I'll take it from here. Raider pride!
It's justified!
Collision Repair is celebrating their 40th anniversary. For 40 years, Collision Repair has had your back, getting your repairs done quickly using the best tools and technology. They've been able to keep you updated online throughout the repair process. No matter what the bad guys try, Collision Repair works with your insurance to make sure you don't have
the worst experience possible.
Here's the Collision Repair on their 40th anniversary.
Your friendly neighborhood body shop.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hey, Leslie, guess what day it is?
It's game day.
Woo-woo!
Jalen, how happy are students that go to Nettleton?
I'll say happier than DJ on game day.
Game day!
Be happy, be a Raider. Raider pride is justified.
For Terry Gray, rice farming isn't a profession, it's a way of life. As owner of Delaplaine Seed Company, Terry's been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. In the summer, Terry's not behind a desk. He can be found in rice fields giving advice, or he can be on your farm helping you put more bushels in your tanks and money in your pocket. From securing your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery, let Terry help you be more profitable this season. Delaplaine Seed Company.
I'm a little bit country.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
I love the height of feeling of a great pop.
When I sing my alma mater, I feel it all night long.
I love my school with all my heart and soul.
I know I'm gonna be all right.
Wherever I go.
I'm a little bit country.
And a little bit rock and roll.
From the first time you held on to the time you let go, life is a series of unforgettable firsts. The ones that are planned and the ones that take you by surprise. We celebrate and support these firsts as we travel this journey with you, because firsts are what life is all about. First Community Bank, where community comes first.
Front Page Cafe, home of the flying rolls. That's right, a place where the food comes flying to you, and it's good enough to eat. Front Page Cafe is also famous for our all-you-can-eat pass-arounds that come with every lunch or dinner. Lunch specials start at just $6.99. That includes a meal, flying rolls, and all the pass-arounds you can eat. So get your next home-cooked meal at Front Page Cafe. And don't forget, we've got the best old-fashioned breakfast in town. Front Page Cafe, home of the flying rolls.
Looking for a school can be like super overwhelming. You kind of have those fears as a parent that, oh my gosh, the school that I'm gonna pick, it's gonna determine their future and everything else. You know, it's a big choice that you have because you wanna make sure you're gonna put them in a school where they can continue their whole journey. I'm really super glad we started at Nettleton. It was relief that we had found a school where we felt comfortable sending our child. I felt like any situation he'd get put into, he would be able to succeed.
Hi, I'm Mike Wessel, owner of Hilltop Fitness. I am the former University of Arkansas strength conditioning coach, former Ultimate Fighter contestant, UFC fighter, and Bellator competitor. I offer at Hilltop Fitness many different programs, from kids programs in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kids boxing, and kids strength conditioning and athletic training, as well as adult kickboxing classes and adult Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes. If you have any fitness needs or fitness goals, I'm the person to come to. The gym is open 24 hours a day. Cafe. You can come in anytime, and if you're looking for that extra motivation, that extra push, no matter how bad a shape you're in, we can help you. And if Craig Miller can come to the gym and get in shape, you can do it as well.
Hilltop Fitness, 1712 North Old Greensboro Road, Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Is Raider pride truly justified at Nettleton High School? Does John Adams play a mean fiddle?
That's how you do it, son.
Nettleton High School, where Raider pride is justified.
Well, I'm headed to my high school, so happy. I got ready to P-R-I-D-E. We can shoot the hoop and swing the bat. I bet you wish your school was cool like that. Nettleton High School is for me. We got Raider pride, baby. Only school with MTV. Coolest school in history. Now you know our black colors rolling deep. When you come into our house, you know you're gonna get beat. Nettleton High School is for me. We got Raider pride, baby.
Nettleton TV production, Raider Pride justified.
Yeah, we Raiders got the comfort ship, a loaded. Everybody wants to be a show, a boating. Raider pride in the building, yeah, I know it. Oh yeah, Raider Nation till the day it's over.
Raider pride, justified, got it on my side. 6 side, be the guy, run up and you get a high. Pass us the ball, and I'ma score it like.
What y'all know about 5th period Raider pride? Hop up on the field, you might just have that you can jog. Every day, yeah, I rep the 5. Cause yeah, you know we 5th period, yeah, we make it live.
What is America? Is it a bald eagle soaring over a Virginian sunrise?
I'll tell you what America is, brother. America is getting your truck fixed up at Russell's Truck Accessories.
Russell's Truck Accessories?
Yeah, Russell's Truck Accessories. They got chrome and aluminum wheels. They got big old mud crawling tires. They got lift kits so you can look down on the vegans and commies in their little compact cars. Russell's Truck Accessories. It's more American than Ronald Reagan playing home run derby with John Wayne.
Russell's Truck Accessories is located on South Stadium in Jonesboro.
God bless America and God bless Russell's Truck Accessories.
Raider pride.
Raider pride.
Yeah, Raider pride. Raider pride. Raider pride.
Raider pride.
Raider pride.
Man, our school's pretty amazing.
I know. Kind of makes you just want to
break into song?
I like the faculty.
I like MTV. I like the principal.
Although he paddled me.
We love the black hole.
We love our sports teams.
Raider pride, Raider pride, Raider pride, Raider pride.
I like the lunchroom.
I like learning.
We love Nettleton. We love our family.
Raider pride, Raider pride, Raider pride, Raider.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Nettleton High School, where today we have a crosstown showdown, the Valley View Blazers against your Nettleton Raiders. Special day for me. I'm going to be calling the game. My name is Craig Miller, joined in the booth by the man who built the Nettleton Raider baseball program, Coach Tommy Fowler. Coach Fowler, welcome to Nettleton. And
thank you very much, Craig. It's always great to come back. I had some outstanding years here. It's like I said, I appreciate you asking me in, and it's always good. Always good. Baseball's a great game.
It's the best game ever invented by humankind.
Well, it's a 2-0 vote, you and I.
That's right. That's right.
And that's all that counts today.
It is on this broadcast. The leadoff batter for Valley View is Will French, very talented junior sophomore for the Blazers, and he is even in the count right now, 1-1. Nathan Belk on the mound for the Raiders. Curveball just misses up and away. Nettleton is 1-0 on the season. They defeated Pocahontas yesterday, and this is Valley View's first game of the season. So our first look at the Blazers. Here's the 2-1. Misses just belt high. 3-1 now the count. Nathan Belk, junior right-hander, outstanding young man. Here's the 3-1. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. And, Coach, I'm not one to gripe about the strike zone, but it looks like it may be a tight one today.
Well, you hope not. It's early in the year for the players, for the umpires and everybody, but this game is a great game, but it's even better when the strike zone where the kids go up there and swing the bat, and you know that's what we're looking for at this particular time of the year.
Runner going on the first pitch. Tarp's throw down is a little bit high and offline, so we'll call that a stolen base for Will French as left fielder Connor Watson steps in.
Connor is an outstanding athlete for the Valley View Blazers. He excelled in football this year as a receiver and D-back, and runs really well for us.
Kind of reminds you of a young catcher you might have had back in the late 80s running
There's
well.
No doubt it reminds me of that particular catcher. It sure does.
Coach Tommy Fowler, our color analyst today, and he is the man who coached here at Nettleton from 1988, baseball 88 season, up through, I guess, the year 2000. Is that right, Coach?
That's about it, Craig. Yes, I had some outstanding players here. The administration was very good to me, and I look back with very, very fond memories of my time spent here at Nettleton.
2-1 the count on Connor Watson. Belk checks the runner at second base. Ball up and in, and Nathan Belk behind count. It's not something that the young right-hander wants to do with the heart of the Blazer lineup coming up.
That's correct. We have a veteran ball club and led by a lot of seniors, and Connor's one of them. And it's Josh feels like we've got a chance to be pretty good this year.
Speaking of pretty good this year, Kade Rogers steps up to the plate, third baseman for the Blazers, and he is going to be playing baseball on the next level. Belmont University.
Yes, Dave Jarvis, good friend of mine, and they got hooked up. And Cade is another dual sport person. He played football. Unfortunately, he had a tragic accident in football and broke a bone in his leg, but he's recovered, and I'm glad to see that.
He's swinging on the first pitch, grounds it to shortstop, going across the diamond. High throw, makes the tag, and he is safe. Jack Jones tried to make that swipe tag, but the throw pulled him off. Coach, I guess I'll score that at E6. How about you?
That's what I was about to put down. Probably had time to go to second for the force out, but went across the diamond. Throw would have been there, but it did pull the first baseman off.
So the bases are loaded with nobody out for the cleanup man, Sam Fagan. First pitch to Sam. Swing high and deep and gone, but foul. So that's what we call a loud strike.
That's exactly what you call that. He hit that ball well, but it's a strike, and that's all it is.
Young man swings the bat well, looks like, Coach.
He does. He's a ASU. He's signed with ASU. He's playing out there next year, so he's going. Another one of our young men that's got a chance to further his career in baseball.
The 0-1 is a curveball. He takes it inside. 1-1 the count. So a couple of errors and a couple of walks and an error to lead off the game. And Coach Fowler, an old ball coach, you know those walks and errors will get you.
That'll put gray hairs in your head quickly.
The 1-1 is a curveball that breaks outside. 2-1. So I believe he started off with a fastball. He jumped all over it, and it's been off speed since.
My old college coach, Rich Johnson, bless his heart, he's passed away a few years back, but some things that I picked up on from Rich was anytime you see a hitter time the ball and rip one foul, he said, come back and throw him some off-speed stuff, and I think Whitey Herzog's a proponent of that too. You don't keep throwing a fastball if they've showed you they can rip it. You come back and throw something off-speed, and that's what the young man on the mound has done.
Rich Johnson, a great baseball man for years, the head baseball coach at Arkansas State. Here's the 2-2, swinging a high fly ball to left field. It looks like Carter has a bead on it. Runner tagging at third, and he is going to score. So we'll call that a sack fly for Sam Fagan, and the Blazers are up 1-0 here in the first. That ball was hit that was a major league pop fly.
that was hit high, deep, but the left fielder made a nice play and threw the correct base, keeping both runners in check and keeping the potential double play in order.
That brings up Drace Provost. He's the designated hitter for Valley View, batting from the left side. And Nathan Belk gets ahead with a fastball, 0-1 the count. Good to see him. He's fallen behind in several of the counts. Good to see him get that all-important strike one.
The best pitch in baseball, first pitch strike, Craig.
That's right. Runners going, swinging a pop fly to left field. They're going to have to get back as Cade Carter is under it. He makes the catch, throws back to second, but not in time. So that is a fly out to left field, the second out of the inning, 2 on, 2 out for Noah Hawkins. Now, does that name Carter ring a bell to you?
I was about to bring that up. Is that our good friend Brian's son?
That is Brian's son.
Brian was a good player. You know that as well as
yes.
I do. You guys played together. It was a joy to coach both of you, and I'm glad to see his son out here playing. I know he was an outstanding quarterback for you guys the last 3 years.
All-state quarterback and set school records.
Oh, that's great. That is great. His dad is outstanding.
His dad doing a great job as a principal here at Nettleton. And Cade, he didn't play baseball the last 2 years, but came back out his senior year, and believe me, we're glad to have him. Ball in the dirt. Nice play down there by Landon Webb to keep that ball going into the outfield. But Connor Watson read it well. Tarpley did a good job of getting his body in front of the ball, but good read there by Connor Watson. He's at third base now. First and third, 2 out, 1-1 the count to Noah Hawkins.
Noah's a young man that moved in. I think this may be Noah's second, maybe third year here at Valley View. Good young man. Fit in right with the kids. He's doing a good job for us.
One of those good move-ins for Coach Josh Allison.
Yes.
Fouls that one straight back, and it is 1-2. For the Raiders, it's Landon Webb, Christian Cleary at short. The second baseman is a freshman, Seth Bishop. Jack Jones at first base. Tarpley behind the plate. Left to right in the outfield, it's Cade Carter, Kyle Tolley, Ken Warren McShann. Curveball, it hit like it hit his bat.
It did do that. You'll see that happen every once in a while. It's a breaking ball that didn't break a lot and just kind of floated up there, and the batter ducked, but hit the end of his bat for a strike.
Tough break there for Noah Hawkins.
Good break for the pitcher.
Good break for the pitcher. That very well could have beamed the batter, and then that would have loaded the bases. As it is, runners in the corners, 2 out. Steve Reich 3 called. Good job by Nathan Belk, wiggling out of a mess with minimal damage as he strikes Noah Hawkins out, looking to end the first inning. Heading to the bottom of the first. Valley View 1, Nettleton 0. You're watching Raider Baseball on NTV.
Gray, rice farming isn't a profession, it's a way of life. As owner of Delaplaine Seed Company, Terry's been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. In the summer, Terry's not behind a desk. He can be found in rice fields giving advice, or he can be on your farm helping you put more bushels in your tanks and money in your pocket. From securing your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery, let Terry help you be more profitable this season. Delaplaine Seed Company.
Repair is celebrating their 40th anniversary. For 40 years, Collision Repair has had your back, getting your repairs done quickly using the best tools and technology. They've been able to keep you updated online throughout the repair process. No matter what the bad guys try, Collision Repair works with your insurance to make sure you don't have
the worst experience possible.
Here's to Collision Repair on their 40th anniversary.
Your friendly neighborhood body shop.
Heading to the bottom of the first inning of this crosstown showdown, the Valley View Blazers struck first in the top of the first. 1-0 heading to the bottom of the frame. They got their run on a sacrifice fly, Sam Fagan. We're looking at the Valley View pitcher. His name is Noah Hawkins. Noah, talking with your pitching coach before the game, Coach Fowler. You know who your pitching coach is?
Yes, I do. Matt Snyder.
Matt Snyder, yeah.
Matt does a good job for us.
Good guy.
Very good guy. Loves baseball.
Yes, he does. And he kind of filled me in on this. Noah Hawkins had a heck of a year last year for y'all. He was 4-0 with a 1.76 ERA, 36 strikeouts, 9 walks, in 31 2/3 inning. It tells me that he's a young man that keeps the ball in the strike zone.
He does, and I saw him a lot last year, but sometimes as an administrator you don't get to just sit back and enjoy the ball game. You got other things you have to do, but he's got a nice arm. He's got I'd say average speed, maybe a little bit above average speed. So it's going to be interesting to see. I hope things work out for him and Blazers.
Now you can't be rooting for Valley View up here. That's one rule I thought I'd made clear. But
well, I got to say something about him because that's where my paycheck comes from.
I understand that for sure. He gets ahead in the count on Kyle Tolley, 0-1. Kyle had a heck of a game last night in that win over Pocahontas. He was 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored, drove in a run. He's the Raiders center fielder, junior center fielder, and great young man. His dad does the music for us here in the press box.
That is great. That would have been a good weekend for you, wouldn't it, Craig?
No doubt about that. 2 hits in a week.
Yeah, that's right.
He had it in one game.
I remember the Tolley name when I was over here, and his dad was a good athlete.
A very good running back for some outstanding Nettleton Raider football teams. His son has got his dad's speed. Kyle really runs the bases well. He hits that one high into shallow center field. It is fielded by Travis Graff, and the Raiders have 1 up, 1 down, and that brings up Landon Webb, the third baseman for the Raiders, who also had 2 hits last night. And Coach Fowler, that name Webb also should be familiar for you.
Boy, was his dad a good player for us in all 3 sports. Outstanding.
Yes.
And great attitude. I can't say enough about Brian, and I've not had a chance to see his son that much, but I'm glad to see his son out here playing.
Brian Webb, probably the best athlete from our class, 3-sport star, fullback, linebacker. I guess he was a guard for you on the basketball team. Shortstop, 3-hole hitter, and pitcher on the baseball team. His son hits one foul and out of play. And, Coach, you probably remember this. It was in the finals of the Paragould Invitational Tournament. We were playing a team from Missouri.
Poplar Bluff,
Missouri. Probably the best team we played that year next to Watson Chapel.
Probably was.
We were thin on pitching. We run Brian Webb out there on the mound, and all he did was shut him out.
Shut him down. Gave him a couple of hits, and just by looking during the warm-ups, you thought, man, and I know Poplar Bluff thought this is just an old ragtag team that can't do much, but at the end of the day, it was a 2-0 or 3-0 victory by the Nettleton Raiders.
That's right, and Brian Webb was the key part of that.
He was a big part of it.
He shut him out. That was the only game that year you let me run the bases. Ordinarily, if on the rare occasion I got on base, you used the courtesy runner rule for me. You left me in, and I promptly got picked off.
I'm gonna have to be honest. I don't remember that.
Oh, I remember it well. I remember it well. As Landon Webb draws a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Christian Cleary. Shortstop, 3-hole hitter, Christian Cleary. The Cleary name for anybody that follows baseball around here.
Wow, is all you can say.
Yeah.
What great athlete. And is Delta was. What relation is that?
That's his uncle.
That's his uncle. What a player he was in basketball and baseball.
Got up to AAA in the Rockies organization.
Yes.
The first pitch to Christian Cleary is a curveball and a beauty. Catches the inside corner. That is that's a pitch that has been the bane of many a hitter's existence.
It makes that front leg buckle every once in a while, and back leg.
Yeah, both of my legs buckled many times when that thing was thrown at me. 0-1 the count. See if Webb wants to do some running there. No, not going. Ball in the dirt. Gets behind the catcher, and Landon Webb able to advance to second base on a wild pitch. For Valley View, it's J.T. Chastain behind the plate. Noah Hawkins, the pitcher. In the infield, it's Kade Rogers, left to right. Kade Rogers, Will French, Cade Carter, Jacob Walazonia at first base. In the outfield, Connor Watson in left, Travis Graff in center, Sam Fagan in right. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. The 1-1 paints the outside corner. Coach, we usually have a radar gun set up over here, but we haven't brought that out this year. But he's looking like pretty good velocity there for a high school.
He's making the mitt pop pretty good. I'd venture to say probably 83, but that's just me guessing. My eyes are going too.
Oh, that's a curveball, and it hits Christian Cleary.
Yep.
One of those breaking balls that
didn't break,
and Christian is hit by the pitch.
If you're gonna get hit, you want an off-speed pitch.
Exactly.
You don't want the number one coming in there sticking you in the ribs or in the kneecap or whatever.
Hit me with the breaking ball if you're going to hit me.
Yep.
That brings up Nathan Belk, the Raider pitcher, and he's got a chance to help his cause here in the first inning. First delivery to Belk is a fastball outside. Very good job there by the Blazer catcher, J.T. Chastain. Now, I remember Chastain from the football team. He was one of your running backs, I believe.
He was mainly a linebacker, and there were certain situations that obviously football coaches has that he wasn't a running back, and he was a tough running back.
He was.
But he was a mainstay for us on the defense, but he had some big yards for us at different times during the year, some big plays.
I like your football coach.
He's a good one, Sean Cockrell. What a great guy. And
Good
his staff. His staff is awful good, too. They're outstanding. They really put in the time and they work.
2-0 the count to Nathan Bell. Nathan hits one out of play. Speaking of your coaches there at Valley View, Josh Allison, I know you're proud of him.
Proud of Josh.
One of the guys that you coached.
Yes, another young man that I had the fortunate privilege to coach, and outstanding family. Gosh, you can't say much. You can't say anything bad about the Allisons. Tim and his mom and all of them, they're good people.
Salt of the earth people. Ground ball to the shortstop. That may be two. Flip to second. The turn is in time. 6-4-3 is how we score that, and the Raiders go scoreless in the bottom of the first. We've played one. Your score, Valley View 1, Nettleton 0. Second inning when we come back. You're watching Raider Baseball on NTV.
Whatever it takes for every child, but really we mean that. It's not something that we just say, and we don't take that lightly. At the end of the day, I want them to love school. I want them to love and appreciate that our school is willing to go above and beyond to do whatever we can to teach them. But my bottom line goal is to teach them to love school and love learning and become a lifelong learner, just like I try to be.
America. Is it a bald eagle soaring over a Virginian sunrise?
I'll tell you what America is, brother. America is getting your truck fixed up at Russell's Truck Accessories.
Russell's Truck Accessories?
Yeah, Russell's Truck Accessories. They got chrome and aluminum wheels. They got big old mud crawling tires. They got lift kits so you can look down on the vegans and commies in their little compact cars. Russell's Truck Accessories. It's more American than Ronald Reagan playing home run derby with John Wayne.
Russell's Truck Accessories is located on South Stadium in Jonesboro.
God bless America and God bless Russell's Truck Accessories.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, Valley View, Nettleton. High school baseball, beautiful day for it. We're glad that you're along for the ride. Craig Miller and Coach Tommy Fowler, the athletic director at Valley View, calling the game for you, and we're doing our best to get along up here. I'm wearing Nettleton stuff. Coach Fowler's wearing Valley View stuff, but so far they haven't had to separate us.
No fireworks yet, Craig.
No fireworks yet. I don't think there will be.
No, there won't be. There will not be that. I can guarantee you that.
J.T. Chastain leads off the top of the second for the Blazers. Jacob Walazonia will be batting second, and Cade Carter will be batting third. Nathan Bell wiggled out of a pretty sizable jam in the first inning with minimal damage, only allowing one run. He starts Chastain off with a breaking ball that sails outside. Nathan Belk's father is Mark Belk. He's on the school board here at Nettleton. He's also the scoreboard operator. Don't know if that's an advantage or not to have your dad running the scoreboard, but unfortunately it's kind of hard to cheat in this game. The umpires down there keeping the
Yeah, there's looking like about 50 or 60 umpires down there that will help.
No doubt about it. That ball's laced into center field. Kyle Tolley ranges over, makes a running catch.
Nice catch.
Yeah, that's an athletic young man out there, Kyle Tolley. He was outstanding wide receiver for us this year, and he covers a lot of ground and covers it well out there in center.
Got a good break on the ball.
And that brings up Jacob Walazonia, the first baseman for the Blazers, and the son of Shelly McMillan was her maiden name. And Shelly Morgan is what y'all might know her as, but a great friend of mine, graduated with her, and she has a fine son, Jacob Walazonia, another outstanding athlete.
Very good athlete. His dad, Jody, was a hard-nosed player at Truman. There's a bullet to right field.
Yeah, that's a base hit for Jacob Walazonia, and like you said, Coach, that ball had some what they call exit velocity off of the bat there.
That's the way you used to hit him, Craig.
Thank you, Coach. You're a very kind man. Not very honest, but very kind. And that brings up Cade Carter. Now, far be it from me to tell Coach Allison how to do his job, and maybe – I guess what I'm trying to say is Jacob Walazonia as an 8-hole hitter, that's a pretty dadgum good
lineup.
8-hole hitter.
That's what I was thinking also, Craig. And probably what got him down there a little bit as the ball gets past the catcher. Jacob just been out there less than a week because of basketball.
Right.
And so he's not got as many swings in, but I'm sure he'll – before the year's out, he will be up in the lineup, I'm sure.
Well, it looks like he's swinging pretty good based
he
on
hit
his
that
first
ball well.
He hit that ball on the nose.
Yes, he did.
Just glad he didn't get much lift on it. It might have been out there in Raider River. That ball was hit hard. 1-0 the count to Cade Carter, second baseman for the Blazers.
Good pitch right there, right on the outside part of the plate. Nice pitch.
That makes the count 2-1 to Carr. Belt looks at the runner. The 2-1 delivery is behind him. So 3-1, like a fastball.
Might have got away from him a little bit.
It did. Carr standing his ground. Would have had to lean back for, a lot of times you'll hear people who've never been beamed by a baseball say, "Where are that one?" That's easier said than done, Coach.
A lot easier. The thing, never been hit by a ball that didn't hurt, especially a baseball. Excuse me.
Cade Carter with a walk that puts runners on first and second with one down, and the top of the lineup is up. Will French, the shortstop.
Will walked, stole a base, scored the first run for Valley View.
Just got a report from the state tournament at half. Nettleton leads Alma 20-17.
Very good.
So, Lady Raiders.
Go Lady Raiders.
Yes, sir. 2-0 now the count to Will French. He walked in his previous at-bat, stole a base, and wound up scoring the game's only run. Is French a sophomore, Coach, or a junior?
He's a junior this year.
Seemed like I remember a couple of years ago you and I called a game together, and he was a freshman.
Right.
I remember you telling me
he had some off-season shoulder surgery from an old injury, and he did not get to play basketball for us, and we missed him on the basketball court. He's an outstanding basketball player. But I think, according to Coach Allison, he's healthy and ready to go, and that's good to see.
The 3-0, they call it the old automatic, and it's strike one. I never got the green light on 3-0, Coach.
I never gave the green light on 3-0 to very many people, Craig.
I was not one of them. 3-1.
Well, that's a good pitch.
On the inside
really
corner.
Good pitch.
Good job by Nathan Belt.
Yeah, good job by your catcher and the pitcher. That's a good spot.
I like the way this young man competes, Nathan. He's a quiet young man, but he's got a good mentality out there on the mound.
That was an outstanding pitch.
Payoff pitch is a curveball. Ground ball to the second baseman. Booted over there, and a run is going to score. Nettleton throwing the ball around a little bit. So Jacob Walazonia scores from first base on the error by the Raider second baseman. Runners on first and second for Connor Watson.
The runners were going on the pitch, Craig, and then The pitch was a slow breaking ball, and they got a good jump. And he had Will out in front, and Will had to reach for the ball and pull it to your second baseman, which is all you want to do, and get a force out, but that didn't happen. But Jacob, because he was running on the pitch, was able to turn the bag and kept going. He had to play where he could glance over his left shoulder and decided he could make it, and he did without a play.
Good base running there.
It was very good base running.
Jacob Waldazonian. That was a good call by Coach Allison starting the runners. Bishop, his only play would have been to first base.
It would have been.
On account of that. And
as a coach, you ask your kids to make the routine plays. Well, any coach is going to do that, though. And that was a routine play, and unfortunately, he did not make it. But maybe he'll make the next one and help the Raiders.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Get the next one.
Yep. Forget about it. Keep going.
So the Blazers, they score 1, and that makes the score 2-0. Now, Coach, am I correct on that? Do they? The scoreboard says 3-0, but I believe the score is 2-0.
I have 2 on my score sheet, Craig.
Okay. The first pitch is a ball. It's 1-0.
I think it's Connor Watson hitting now.
Yes, it is. Connor Watson, the left fielder. Connor walked in the first inning and was left-stranded at second base. He's head in the count 2-0 right now, I believe, Coach. Yes. 2-0 pitch on the way. Runners on first and second, 1 down, and that's a strike. Good job by Nathan Belt.
Another good pitch by Nathan. Ball was away. Looked like Connor was looking for something middle in and took it for a strike.
The 2-1. Swinging ball hit hard to left field over the head of Cade Carter and over the left field fence. A 3-run home run by Connor Watson. And, boy, he tattooed that one, Coach.
Connor is very strong. And Connor has signed with Arkansas Tech to play football. He's not the biggest and tallest, but he's solidly put together, and they're going to look at him as a receiver and maybe a D-back.
Well, he got every bit of that. So Connor Watson with a 3-run home run gives Valley View a 5-0 lead.
Reminds me of a ball that was hit out of Valley View a few years back. No doubter.
No doubter. Did I flip the bat? Do you remember that?
You didn't know what to do with the bat, Craig, when it left the yard.
We're talking about the only home run of my career, which I never hit a home run, so
didn't know how to run the bases.
I took off sprinting.
Well, I don't know, Craig. It depends on who was there that day to know if you were really sprinting or
by my standards.
By your standards, okay.
Sprinting may be a little bit of a generous word there, but
got the ball in on the hands, a pop up.
A little flare to right field, and
fell in front of his glove.
Good effort out there by Ken Warren McShann.
It was.
That's a 1-out single by Kade Rogers. A little flare off the handle, but in the scorebook, it looks like a screaming line drive.
It does do that.
That brings up Sam Fagan. He has an RBI on a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Okay, these Blazers, top to bottom, this lineup has got some hitters in it, Coach.
Yeah, there's not any weak spots, and he's got a couple of kids on the bench that are good players.
Rogers off on the first pitch, got a good pitch to run on. It was an off-speed pitch that broke outside and stolen base for the Blazers' senior third baseman. Shanda's son, Shanda McMillan, another classmate of mine, an outstanding young lady. Well, those McMillan twins got
They were good cheerleaders.
Oh,
they were outstanding. They could have been good athletes, but they chose to cheer, and that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. But they were great at doing that. They could do all those cheer maneuvers,
gymnastics.
Yes,
back when we had a gymnastics team.
Right.
But just co-valedictorians as the ball is popped foul and out of play. They were co-valedictorians of our class. Both of them graduated with a 4.0 grade point average, which back then was as high as you could get. These days, kids are graduating 4.1. I don't understand how that works, but
well, it's weighted classes, and but back in our day, Craig, 4-point. If you could achieve a 4-point, boy, you had something you could really talk about.
Well, Cade and Jacob's mothers both graduated with a 4-point here at Nettleton. Little inside move, flip play to second base, like it hit the runner, Coach.
Nah, I couldn't tell if it hit the runner, barely missed him. He didn't have a lot of velocity on it, but it was an inside turn pick off to second base there. On the previous pitch, Cade had tried to steal the base on a foul ball, so he wants to keep him close.
Sam Fagan, the Blazer cleanup hitter at the plate. Belk with a curveball just over Landon Webb's head, and ball gets past Cade in left field, so a run will score, making it 6-0 Blazers on an RBI single by Sam Fagan. Score that a single and then the E7, allowing him to advance to second. Drace Provost comes up to the plate. He flew out to the left fielder in his previous at-bat. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Runner on second, one down. Coach, I'm going to call out how I score things. You correct me on anything that I need to.
We're on the same page. Base hit era, RBI.
Any time that I have a baseball rules question, I will text Coach Fowler.
And I can't remember him like I once did, but I still like to try to stay on top of them.
Well, I will always yield to your knowledge on the game for sure. So anything I'm saying wrong over here, you don't hesitate to correct me. 2-0 the count. Runner going, and he stole that base, as they say on the pitcher, Coach.
He did. He got a good jump. Plus he got another the particular pitch was an off-speed pitch, looked like, so he got the benefit both ways that time.
So Sam Fagan with some aggressive base running, and he's at third base with one out. 3-1 now the count to Drace Provost, the designated hitter. Another left-hander in this lineup. There's one thing about this Valley View lineup, they heavy from the left side. I guess there's 3 guys that bat left-handed in this lineup, Coach, or 3 or 4.
Will French is
Will
switch hit. He's a switch hitter, okay. So.
Provost.
But Jacob and Provost are definitely left-hand hitters.
Swinging
good swing, but
high fly ball. Kyle Tolley taking charge. And
good job by the center fielder there. Very good job by your center fielder.
Yeah, it's a lot easier play on Kyle coming in than Christian backpedaling.
If the shortstop would have caught it, I would have think the runner at third probably would have tried to tag and score. But because the center fielder called him off, center fielder did the job that he was supposed to. He had his momentum coming forward, and the runner on third could not advance.
2 outs, runner on third for Noah Hawkins. First pitch swinging, skies one to center field. Kyle Tolley
again
back
another
close
good play
to the warning track. That ball carried a little further than I thought it was going to off of his bat. But Kyle Tolley, he tied an all-time record, made 3 putouts in that inning. So Kyle Tolley and the Raiders coming up. They in the bottom of the second, they trail Valley View 6-0. You're watching Raider baseball on NTV.
Rice farming isn't a profession, it's a way of life. As owner of Delaplaine Seed Company, Terry's been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. In the summer, Terry's not behind a desk. He can be found in rice fields giving advice, or he can be on your farm helping you put more bushels in your tanks and money in your pocket. From securing your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery, let Terry help you be more profitable this season. Delaplaine Seed Company.
Raider Baseball on NTV. We welcome you back to it. Craig Miller and Coach Tommy Fowler calling the action for you. Ordinarily, we have a student crew doing the commentary, but with Valley View coming in, asked my old ball coach if he would call the game with me. And Coach Fowler, thank you, sir, for setting up here with me.
Always a pleasure. Any updates on the Lady Raiders?
2017 at half. That's the latest update that we got. Joe Beth Webb, a great Nettleton Raider athlete, sent me that info, and Jeff McMillan also got me the information up here. But Coach Webb, who's coaching at Highland now, she sent me a text message saying Coach Fowler is awesome. No word about how Craig Miller is, but said Coach Fowler is awesome. So thank you for that, Joe Beth. Glad that you're able to listen to the live stream.
What an outstanding athlete she was.
Best volleyball player in Nettleton history.
Oh.
And we've had some good ones.
Signed with Rice University, I believe.
She did.
Ended up her career out here at ASU, which was good for the local people.
No doubt about it. And Joe Beth, all Sun Belt, and just a outstanding volleyball, the smartest volleyball player that I've ever seen come through here. Very heady, great setter, great hitter. And
she's taken over the program at Highland, and they were drastically improved this year, and they will continue to get better.
No surprise, no doubt about it. She is a winner. Jacob Tarpley at the plate. That's the Raider catcher, and
his velocity looks a little bit more this inning, Craig.
Yeah,
he may be around 83, 84 now.
That was a outstanding pitch right there in the low part of the strike zone. Peas at the knees. That's what the Blazer pitcher is throwing. The 0-2 is high. I've got a special place in my heart for Jacob Tarpley. He's a Raider catcher. And those guys,
they take a beating back there.
They do, no doubt about it.
Unsung heroes on a baseball field.
And he's a great young man for sure, Jacob Tarpley.
That's always a plus.
Curveball, good job by Tarpley hanging in on that one, and he fouls it off. 1-2 the count now to the Raider backstop. You may have coached his father. His father was Jeff Tarpley.
I remember that name.
Who sadly lost his battle with cancer just a few years back.
That is sad, but I remember the Tarpley name.
Great, great man, and we are very proud of his son, Jacob Tarpley. Ball in the dirt, 2-2 the count to Jacob Tarpley. Looks like a catcher. He's starting offensive lineman on our football team.
Well, he's built like one.
Built like a catcher. I was not built like a catcher, Coach.
You were built like an athlete.
Strike three, swinging as Noah Hawkins records his first strikeout of the game, and it brings up Jack Jones, Raider first baseman. Jack plays all over the field for the Raiders. Played center field some last night while Tolly was pitching. Played some third base last night, but he is getting the start today at first base. One of only two seniors on this team.
Very young team then, very young.
Very young team for sure. The other senior is Cade Carter, starting left fielder. So first pitch to Jack Jones. Fastball misses just high. I'm like you, Coach. At Hawkins, he's running it up here pretty good.
It's his velocity seems to be a little bit more this inning than it was the previous inning.
The 1-0, swing and a miss, count even at 1-1.
I've seen his breaking ball. I've not seen a straight change. I'd like to see that. Anytime a pitcher throws this hard, you lack off speed.
That's another fastball, and it is strike two, 1-2 the count. Now, Coach, I want to ask your opinion on something. It looks like Chastain is looking toward the dugout every pitch, and it appears that Coach Snyder may be calling the game as the 1-2 pitch goes outside. How do you feel about that? Coach calling the game from the dugout, do you like that better than the catcher calling the game?
Well, your catchers have got to learn to call the game, but in football, did Cade Carter call his plays, or do they send them in from the coach? It's once you trust a catcher, once you get a catcher that you can trust, experience, the coach has the experience, he knows. What I found in my coaching career, that when I tried to let a catcher coach call the plays, or call the pitches. Sometimes they rely on that curveball a little bit too much. And again, first pitch strike is the biggest thing you want. But if you've got a catcher that mature, understands the game, then I'm all for it. But a lot of times that's not the case.
Seth Bishop, first pitch swinging. He's behind the count 0-1. Yeah, my philosophy on calling pitches was I couldn't hit the curveball. I assume nobody else could either.
Well, that's a good philosophy. That is a good philosophy. But on a basketball court, who calls the plays? The coach calls them out. On the football field, the coach calls them. So ball's hit pretty good.
Seth Bishop, the Raider freshman second baseman, he flies out to center field, but he put the ball in play, and that's a plus. Raiders go down 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the second. We've played 2. Your score, Valley View 6, Nettleton 0. We'll be right back with more Raider baseball on NTV.
Repair is celebrating their 40th anniversary. For 40 years, Collision Repair has had your back, getting your repairs done quickly using the best tools and technology. They've been able to keep you updated online throughout the repair process. No matter what the bad guys try, Collision Repair works with your insurance to make sure you don't have
the worst experience possible.
Here's the Collision Repair on their 40th anniversary.
Your friendly neighborhood body shop.
Terry Gray, rice farming isn't a profession, it's a way of life. As owner of Delaplaine Seed Company, Terry's been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. In the summer, Terry's not behind a desk. He can be found in rice fields giving advice, or he can be on your farm helping you put more bushels in your tanks and money in your pocket. From securing your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery, let Terry help you be more profitable this season. Delaplaine Seed Company.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where Valley View has a 6-0 lead over the Raiders after 2. We have a pitching change. Christian Cleary coming in to pitch for the Raiders. Nathan Belk, who started, has shifted over to first base, and Jack Jones has moved across the diamond to third base. Christian Cleary will be facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters from Valley View. J.T. Chastain, the Blazer catcher, will be leading off. He's 0 for 1. He flied out to center field in his first at-bat. Christian Cleary, good athlete, and he induces a pop-up on his first pitch. Landon Webb goes out and makes the play for the first out of the inning. That's just something feels right about a Webb playing shortstop here at Raider Field.
Exactly right, and good start for your pitcher. First pitch, 1 out. That's what you want. Keep the game moving, throwing strikes.
That brings up Jacob Walazonia, who is 1 for 1 with a rope of a line drive single in the second inning. Christian's first pitch, he rolled it over. Nice play by Belk, and he's going to take it himself. So, Coach, 2 pitches, 2 outs. Economical work by Christian Cleary.
Very good job. Very good job.
Good play over there by Nathan Belk.
It was. Took it unassisted, and anytime a first baseman can make a play and take it unassisted, takes out the element of tossing the ball to the pitcher and the pitcher and the runner and everybody getting there at the same time. Very good play by the first baseman.
Cade Carter running down to get some counsel from Coach Josh Allison. Wonder if Coach Allison told him to take 1 here.
Coach Allison probably said slow down a little so Noah can rest a little bit more in the dugout.
You don't want a 3-pitch inning.
Yeah, no.
First delivery from Cleary. It's a fastball outside. I talked to Christian Cleary, who's an outstanding young man. He's a student in my first period class. He told me he was going to do some pitching this year, and I asked him what pitches he had. He said, I've got a overhand fastball and a sidearm fastball. That's my repertoire.
Well, the sidearm fastball will have a little bit of movement on it. There's no doubt about that.
Like an overhand variety right there, and it's a strike on the outside corner. Here's the 1-1. Just a little bit outside. 2-1 to count to Cade Carter.
If a pitcher can hit spots in and out, up and down, move it around, that's a big advantage. Anytime any young man on the mound can do that.
2-1.
outstanding pitch right there on the outside part of the plate. You don't have to throw it 80, 85, 90 miles an hour. If you can just hit spots, keep the hitters off balance, you can become a very good pitcher.
Coach, our senior year, we had an outstanding pitching staff, but our ace was a guy named John Moore, as the 2-2 pitch is in the dirt, full count.
Loved watching John pitch, strike after strike after strike.
Yep, and he didn't have a good curveball. He had a changeup that was okay, but he lived and died with that fastball. He could spot that thing.
Yes, he could.
In and out, up and down. He would put the fastball where you put the catcher's mitt, and he was an outstanding high school pitcher.
He was. For us, he was very good. We did have a good group of young men that pitched for us that year that did us an outstanding job.
John could have pitched on the next level. He didn't. Ross Darby was, I guess, our number 2 pitcher that year. He did wind up pitching for ASU.
Yes, he did.
Another really good arm.
Good inning.
Good inning
Mr.
by
Cleary.
Christian Cleary. He strikes out Cade Carter. 3 up, 3 down. A clean inning for Christian Cleary. We've played 2.5, heading to the bottom of the second. It's Valley View 6, Nettleton 0. You're watching Raider Baseball on NTV.
Page Cafe, home of the flying rolls. That's right, a place where the food comes flying to you, and it's good enough to eat. Front Page Cafe is also famous for our all-you-can-eat pass-arounds that come with every lunch or dinner. Lunch specials start at just $6.99. That includes a meal, flying rolls, and all the pass-arounds you can eat. So get your next home-cooked meal at Front Page Cafe. And don't forget, we've got the best old-fashioned breakfast in town. Front Page Cafe, home of the flying rolls.
That whatever it takes for every child, but really we mean that. You know, it's not something that we just say, and we don't take that lightly. At the end of the day, I want them to love school. I want them to love and appreciate that our school is willing to go above and beyond to do whatever we can to teach them. But my bottom line goal is to teach them to love school and love learning and become a lifelong learner, just like I try to be.
Back to Raider Field, where Valley View has a 6-0 lead over Nettleton in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Got an update from Russellville. Nettleton 38, Alma 25 in the 3rd quarter. So the Raiders with a 13-point lead in the 3rd quarter. Hopefully they can hang on to that, coach, and advance to the 2nd round.
Nothing but good things for the Raiders and Coach Jason Smith. They've been close. They've been knocking on the door the last 2 or 3 years, and I know they would love to get to the finals.
Would be a thrill. You know, in the history of this great school, we've got 1 state championship in basketball. That was the Jerry Rook-led team of 1961. Have never had a female team win the state. Ken Warren McShann, the right fielder, leading off for the Raiders, and he is facing a tough hombre, the tall right-hander Noah Hawkins. And Hawkins, as he's been doing all day long, gets ahead in the count.
Craig, I'm, again, dating myself. I listened to that ball game on the radio, but the old Philco radio we had at our house back in '61 when I was about 9 years old.
Now, Coach, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Nettleton might have beat Manila in the finals that year. Is
they
that
did.
Right? Okay.
That's why we were listening.
That's okay. So that everybody in Manila was either there or listening probably.
Exactly.
So that was a sad day for a young Tommy Fowler. How about that? Ken Warren McShann laces the ball to right field, and the Raiders have their first hit of the game. Nice piece of hitting there by Ken Warren.
He went with the pitch. Ball was away from him. He landed over the second baseman's head.
that brings up Cade Carter, senior left fielder. He kind of got the decisive rally going last night against Pocahontas with a base hit off Dawson Chester, who's going to be playing baseball for ASU next year. And that young man, he was running it up there, but Cade did a good job. And
good for Cade.
Laced a base hit to right field, just like he did right there. That's a foul ball. He went the opposite way. Good job there by Jody Walazonia knocking it down, but just foul. I said Jody Walazonia. That's not Jody.
That's Jacob. That's Jacob. Jody's his dad.
Jody probably appreciates the shout-out, though.
Jody was was our booster club president in football and did an outstanding job.
He was a good football player in his own right.
Hard-nosed football
Truman
player.
Wildcat.
Yes, he was.
Truman tough. Cade Carter
Step
back
throw.
to the mound. And he runs, he beats it out at first base, so we'll call that a fielder's choice 1-6, and Cade Carter is at first base with 1 out. At the end of the third quarter, the Lady Raiders with a 41-25 lead over Alma. Kyle Tolley, the batter for the Raiders, and looks like, is that Coach Allison out there checking on something, Coach? What's going on?
Well, maybe checking on Will. Maybe, I don't know for sure. Maybe he's talking about the slide play. I follow the ball. That's
Right.
what he was doing. He was checking on the slide play. And I'm kind of out of my rule book. The last few years, there is a certain way that runners must approach the bag when they slide, and I think that's what he was talking about. So whatever it was, he got a quick, good answer, and he's back in the dugout.
There you go, play ball. Kyle Tolley flew out to center field his first at-bat. He's batting with a runner on first and 1 down. Raiders down 6 here in the third.
Cade Carter got down the line pretty good, Craig. He runs better than his dad.
He runs a lot better than his old man. Now, I hate to say it, Coach, my son runs about like me.
Well, speed is something that's hard to teach. He got a good jump.
He sure did. And
picked a good pitch to run on, breaking ball in the dirt.
Your catcher, that's a stolen base for Cade Carter. That's a statistic his father never got.
Probably not.
Stolen base. Ball in the dirt. Heroic effort there by J.T. Chastain. He kind of threw off balance. Didn't get a whole lot on the throw, but Cade had that base stolen. 1-1 the count to Kyle Tolley. The 1-1 is tapped to the left side. Kade Rogers looks Cade Carter back, throws across. He's out at first, and good base running there by Cade Carter taking the base. 5-3 on the putout. Cade is at third base with 2 down for Landon Webb. Carter on third, Carter on third, Webb at the plate. Couple of class of 89 offspring out there. As Coach Fowler would tell you, it's the best class ever from Nettleton.
It was a very good one. It was one of the best that I had when I came through. All right, here it goes. Let's see what he throws on this pitch. That ball was hit very hard, pulled it foul. Let's see what he comes back with.
Let him off with a fastball, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so
inside, and he hit it very hard down the left field line.
We'll see what Coach Snyder dials up right here. As you mentioned earlier, Coach Matt Snyder, very smart baseball man in his own right. Here's the 0-1. That's another fastball.
Came inside.
Got a strike, so hard to argue with those results.
You do not argue with the results. That's a good pitch.
Way ahead now of Landon Webb. 0-2. It's amazing how the batting averages drop on a 0-2 count.
Yes, exactly.
0-2, he goes fastball again. So fastball. This one, ball in the dirt. Good block there by Chastain, keeping the runner at third there. That's Cade Carter, who reached on a fielder's choice, stole second, advanced to third on a ground out. The 1-2 delivery.
That's a breaking ball out in front, hit it off the end of his bat. Way out in front of it.
We'll do the 1-2 again.
Is that another Nettleton alum down there coaching at first?
That is David Utley.
David Utley. Yes, David was a good young man. He was like I was. He didn't have a lot of talent, but he loved the game of baseball, wanted to do anything he could to help the program back in his playing day.
Won the Raider Award.
Good, he deserved it.
Landon Webb hanging tough on a fastball on the outside corner. We'll do the 1-2 again. Coach Utley, I believe, was in the class of 03 here, Coach.
That would have been in my principal days. That's why I kind of got to know David. I know he worked hard.
1 and 2 is fouled back. Now, we mentioned the class of '89. When you talk about great classes that have come through here, your coach, Josh Allison,
wow.
The class of '01.
Wow. Allison,
Ragsdale, Dillon, those were kind of the first three that everybody mentions, but they were deeper than that.
Oh, my
What
goodness.
a great class the class of '01 was.
Yes, it was. Ball was up a little bit. He wanted it. The pitcher wanted it. I can understand that, but it was up a little bit.
A little bit high. It makes the count 2-2 to Landon Webb. Runner on third, 2 down. Two on the way. Swinging and a miss.
Speed.
That might have been his change right there, Coach.
Yeah, some kind of off speed.
K2-3, and the Raiders strand a runner at third base. They get no runs in the bottom of the third. We've played 3. Your score, Valley View 6, Nettleton 0. You're watching Raider Baseball on the
Collision Repair is celebrating their 40th anniversary. For 40 years, Collision Repair has had your back, getting your repairs done quickly using the best tools and technology. They've been able to keep you updated online throughout the repair process. No matter what the bad guys try, Collision Repair works with your insurance to make sure you don't have
the worst experience possible.
Here's the Collision Repair on their 40th anniversary.
Your friendly neighborhood body shop.
Terry Gray, rice farming isn't a profession, it's a way of life. As owner of Delaplaine Seed Company, Terry's been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. In the summer, Terry's not behind a desk. He can be found in rice fields giving advice, or he can be on your farm helping you put more bushels in your tanks and money in your pocket. From securing your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery, let Terry help you be more profitable this season. Delaplaine Seed Company.
Bologna's pretty good.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field. Craig Miller, Coach Tommy Fowler calling the action for you today as Valley View has a 6-0 lead in the top of the fourth. Valley View's leadoff hitter will be leading off the top of the fourth, Will French. He's 0 for 1, reached on an error in the second. He has scored 2 runs. 1/3 of the Valley View's runs today has been scored by their very talented leadoff hitter, shortstop Will French.
That's what you want a leadoff hitter to do. Find a way to get on base, let the other guys move him around, get him across. That ball ran away a little bit. That must have been his sidearm fastball. It ran away from Will. Will hit him from the left side. Will's a natural switch hitter, if there's such a thing, but he does. He hits from both sides and hits from both sides well.
Coach, I know you has a ground ball to the second baseman. There's Seth Bishop.
Attaboy.
Nice play there by the Raider freshman.
Yes, it was.
Coach,
good to see that when after he made the error a while ago, come back and make a nice play.
Your words were, get the next one. That's exactly what Seth Bishop did.
That's what he did.
See, it's not easy being a freshman out here on the varsity level.
No, it's not easy to be a freshman. Playing your one of your crosstown rivals, so
good crowd, and it's a lot of pressure on the young man. Good job by Seth. Connor Watson hit a 3-run home run his previous at-bat. Man, that was a bomb over the left field fence. He's 1 for 1 on the day. He walked in the first inning. Outstanding athlete, this Connor Watson.
All state in football. He actually started for me at Valley View on my 7th grade basketball team. He was a good little player for me, and for whatever reason, he dropped out of basketball after his 9th grade year. He loves baseball, loved football, so he concentrated on those two, and become very good players in both of them.
Well, he rips the ball down the line. That's just foul.
Wow.
And, Coach Allison says no way, and I have to agree with Coach Allison on that. It looked like that was a fair ball from here.
From here, it looked very fair. I was about to holler out that's going to be a double, but it's called foul, so all he can do is come back and do it again.
Connor Watson jogging back. He was standing on second. He couldn't believe it that it was called foul, but like you said, Coach, the men in blue, they have a tough job, and nobody's perfect. And he might have got the call right. He had a better view of it than we did.
He should have had an excellent view. And, hey, let's go with it.
Yes.
Go with it and go over the next pitch.
1-2. swinging a pop foul, gets out of play. It's easy for me to be real sportsmanlike on that because it worked out good for my team.
I understand. Well, somebody's got to call the game, and
everybody misses a call every now and then.
It happens, and I'm not saying he missed it, but it was close.
And he gets rung up.
Yeah, on a good breaking ball.
Yes.
He says he doesn't throw a breaking ball, but that looked like that had a little spin on it.
I believe that was. That's 2 outs as Christian Cleary has retired all 5 batters that he has faced and brings up the 3-hole hitter, the third baseman, Belmont commit Kade Rogers. Cade is 1 for 2 on the day with a single. He reached on an error in the first inning. He grounds the ball foul.
Good pitch. Ball lit on him. He got it on his hands. Nice pitch.
Christian is not giving him comfortable at-bats.
No. He's moving the ball just like we talked a while ago. He's moving the ball in and out. It's not how hard you throw, it's where you throw it.
The 0-1 curveball to the shortstop. Landon Webb boots it. Tries to throw anyway. Good job over there by Nathan Belt keeping the ball from getting by him. So Kade Rogers, for the second time today, reaches on an error by the shortstop. And that'll bring up Sam Fagan, who is 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a sacrifice fly. 2 RBIs for Fagan, and that's what you want your cleanup hitter to do, Coach, drive in runs.
Put people in scoring position, let your 3, 4, and 5-hole hitters drive them home.
Runner on first, 2 down.
To big lead.
Well, he had him leaning.
He did. He was going on that pitch. He caught him in the middle of a jump.
But Rogers able to get back, dives in safely. Ball fouled out of play. Count 0-1 to Sam Fagan. Valley View scored 1 in the first, 5 in the second. Christian Cleary put up a 0 in the third. 6-0 here in the top of the fourth. Again had him leaning, but he was able to get back. Not taking a very big lead over there, but it does look like he's
wanting to run.
Intentions of running.
He does have intentions of running.
When he actually had a couple of steps that time. But gets back safely. The 0-1, little check swing. It looks like it kind of run inside on him. Called it a strike, 0-2.
I think it came off his hand or the bat. So
maybe
it's
a foul ball.
Foul ball. Okay. Foul ball strike.
Not an easy call for the umpire to make.
No, that's another call that's very difficult on a check swing, whether it hits the batter or the ball's going to fall.
It is. That's a base hit to center field. Rogers rounds second on his way to third. He's going to go from first to third. That's going to put runners on the corners with 2 out. Good base running there by Kade Rogers. And that brings up Drace Provost, the designated hitter. Runners on the corners, 2 out for Provost. Provost is 0 for 2 on the day. He flied out to left field and flied out to center field.
No, he didn't make him stop, and he got a great jump. As a pitcher, you got to make those runners stop over there. Sam never stopped, and he had a huge lead, huge jump.
You can bet he's going again. Runner on third. Raider junior catcher Jacob Tarpley. See if he's throwing through or if he's good job trying to block that ball.
It was.
But it gets past
he did
him.
all he could. The ball came up, hit him off the right shoulder, bounced away. Runner scores.
That's a wild pitch, and the 7th run of the game crosses the plate for the Blazers. They lead 7-0. Sam Fagan trots down to second base on the wild pitch. Hard to block those 56-foot fastballs.
That ball came up and hit him in the shoulder. You got to pick off the
Pick off
timing play.
play.
Nice play. Nice play. I think it was safe, but it was well executed.
Just got in under the tag, it looks like. And good news from Alma. Nettleton has defeated Alma, I believe, 53-44. I believe it was 34.
It's down the line.
That's a base hit for Provost. Scores a run. Good job by McShann holding him to a
Very
single.
good play by the right fielder. Very good play by the right fielder.
But Provost with a RBI single, and that makes the score 8-0. Blazers brings up Noah Hawkins. So the Raiders pitcher Christian Cleary, he was doing great until I'd mentioned that he retired all 5 batters he faced, Coach, and that's when the wheels kind of fell off this inning.
Well, the sixth batter that should have been out, it was an error. So all these runs are unearned. It doesn't help Nettleton's cause, but they all are unearned, and another error out there, and that's errors and walks will give you gray hair in a hurry.
Provost advanced to second as Noah Hawkins reaches on an error, and that brings up J.T. Chastain. And Coach Preston Despain, as 4 straight Blazers have reached.
It's not the pitcher's fault, really. He gave up a hit to, who was that? Sam looped
Fagan.
one to right center, and then Provost got one between the bag and the first baseman, but the other balls, they've not been hit that hard, and unfortunately errors have been made, and that's part of the game.
Kade Rogers reached on an error with 2 outs.
Exactly.
And so
they should have been in the dugout.
That's right. Every run that scores, if I'm correct about my scoring here, every run will be an unearned
run. Yeah. It doesn't help the scoreboard, but it helps the pitcher's ERA.
There you go. Unfortunately, those unearned runs count just the same as the earned ones do in the game.
That is exactly right.
But Christian Cleary can trot to the dugout here in a few minutes, knowing that his ERA is at 0.00.
Well, not being a pitcher, he's done a very good job. He's moved the ball around. He's got him to hit it on the ground and keep it in the ballpark, and people behind him, and nobody makes errors on purpose. But
exactly.
But a couple of balls have been kicked, and it's got him in this situation.
Coach, it's a hard game.
It is a hard game.
It's as J.T. Chastain looks at strike one, it's a humbling game.
In a hurry.
And just the minute you think you got a handle on it, it will humble you. 0-1 the count. A little inside move. Chases Provost back to second base. It's a game where a lot of failure. It's a game of failure.
It is that, and you better overcome it. Ball's hit pretty good, Craig.
Sure is. High fly ball to center field. At the warning track, Kyle
What a play.
Tully
What
makes
an outstanding play.
a one-handed grab, and I'm sure at home you can hear that clapping. That's Kenneth Tully, his dad, leading the cheer.
Anytime a young man makes a play like that for you or against you, you got to tip your hat. That ball was hit well, caught right in front of the 375 sign.
That ball was hit about 373 feet.
It was.
Nice play.
Track power, kind of like what you had, Craig.
I don't think I had track power, Coach.
You didn't get it to the track.
I was thrilled if I ever got it that far, for sure. We've played 3.5, Blazers 8, Nettleton 0. You're watching Raider Baseball on NTV.
Collision Repair is celebrating their 40th anniversary. For 40 years, Collision Repair has had your back, getting your repairs done quickly using the best tools and technology. They've been able to keep you updated online throughout the repair process. No matter what the bad guys try, Collision Repair works with your insurance to make sure you don't have
the worst experience possible.
Here's the Collision Repair on their 40th anniversary.
Your friendly neighborhood body shop.
That whatever it takes for every child, but really we mean that. It's not something that we just say, and we don't take that lightly. At the end of the day, I want them to love school. I want them to love and appreciate that our school is willing to go above and beyond to do whatever we can to teach them. But my bottom line goal is to teach them to love school and love learning and become a lifelong learner, just like I try to be.
We welcome you back to Raider Field, where Valley View has an 8-0 lead over Nettleton going into the bottom of the fourth inning. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 for the Raiders. Christian Cleary, Nathan Belk, and Jacob Tarpley. And this right-hander from Valley View, this Noah Hawkins, has been impressive today as he has only allowed 1 hit. Valley View has 6 hits. It's 8-6-0 for the Blazers, 0-1-4 for the Raiders, and that 4 is one crooked number you don't like to see on the scoreboard. 4 errors.
No, you do not. It's going to normally, or a lot of times, the team with the least errors and the least walks are going to come out on top.
Christian Cleary, the Raiders shortstop, he's pitched the last couple of innings and allowed 2 runs, both of them unearned, and he leads off.
Yeah, hit by a pitch his first time up, looks like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 0 for 0 on the day, with reached the hard way by being hit by a pitch, but it was a breaking ball that hit him. Strike 1, fastball on the outside corner. Coach, who is y'all's ace on the mound, would you say?
I don't think we have a person that's we're going to run out there that's going to strike out 10 or 11. We got 6 or 7 kids that throw the ball very similar to Noah. Travis Graff will. Cade Rogers will throw a little bit for us, and they all have the same velocity. We don't have that dominating one person. Ball's hit well.
It really is. Good play there by Will French. Fields it on it was hit hard, but he did get a nice easy hop. Will French fires it across the diamond, and Christian Cleary retired. That'll bring up first baseman Nathan Belk. He hit into a double play in his previous at-bat. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Got the start on the mound for the Raiders and moved over to first base. He bats with 1 out and nobody on. Curveball just missed inside.
Not a sharp curveball, but it had enough bend on it to maybe fool the hitter, and he took it, but it was inside.
Tell you how I hit the curveball. I let it go by and waited for the fastball.
Yeah, I understand that. A lot of us did that, Craig. I wasn't a fan of the breaking ball.
Never was able to hit it. 2-0 the count to Nathan Belk. I think I've started this conversation earlier with you, Coach. I know you threw right, but you hit left.
Yes, I did.
Was that a conscious decision that you made early in your life, or is that?
That's the way I don't know.
It's kind of natural lefty hitter.
I just came up. That's the way I did things for whatever reason. I don't know if my dad had me on that side before I could remember or not, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did hit left-handed. It gave me an extra step to first base.
If so, he did you a favor.
He did. He did that.
Foul ball, runs a count 2-2. Now, anybody that knows Coach Tommy Fowler knows of his softball playing days. One of the greatest softball players in Arkansas history. And, Coach, you were known for your power in softball. Were you a power hitter in baseball as well?
Ball's hit well to left. Connor drifting back makes the play. Craig, I don't guess I ever told you this. I had the type of college career, and I was fortunate to be able to play 4 years out of ASU, but my college career kind of mirrored your high school career. I hit 1 home run. It was at Ole Miss.
And you remember that one?
I remember that one. Actually, I thought it bounced over. I stopped at second. The umpire said, "Hey, son, that was a home run. You get to go ahead."
How about that?
Yep, I do remember that.
How about that?
But I was not a power hitter. For whatever reason in softball, I could hit it at times pretty good.
A little different game, I guess, baseball and softball as far as hitting goes. That ball's hit well to center field by Jacob Tarpley.
Nettleton hit the ball good that inning.
They did. Travis Graff drifts back and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down, economical inning for Noah Hawkins.
Yeah, he got through it with very few pitches. I'm not keeping up with pitches, but he probably didn't throw 10 or 12 pitches that inning. And that's what you want to do as a pitcher. Hey, keep your infielders, keep your outfielders involved in the game.
Pitch count low for Hawkins for sure. He's thrown 4 scoreless. We have played 4. It's Valley View 8, Nettleton 0. We'll be back with the 5th after these messages. You're watching Raider Baseball on NTV.
Is it a bald eagle soaring over a Virginian sunrise?
I'll tell you what America is, brother. America is getting your truck fixed up at Russell's Truck Accessories.
Russell's Truck Accessories?
Yeah, Russell's Truck Accessories. They got chrome and aluminum wheels. They got big old mud crawling tires. They got lift kits so you can look down on the vegans and commies in their little compact cars. Russell's Truck Accessories. It's more American than Ronald Reagan playing home run derby with John Wayne.
Russell's Truck Accessories is located on South Stadium in...
And we welcome you back to Raider Field. Jacob Walazonia will be leading off the top of the 5th inning for Valley View. Jacob is 1 for 2 on the day. Pulled the ball both times, laced a single in the second, rolled one over in the third to Nathan Belt. And he's ahead in the count 1-0. Ball just missed outside. Good looking hitter here from the left side, big Jacob Walazonia. I was impressed the way this young man ran the football on the football field.
Again, another good football player for us. Another ball hit that should get through.
Hard hit ball once again to the right side. And Walazonia so far today a dead pull hitter. He's 2 for 3. Couple of singles. It brings up Cade Carter. 1 on, nobody out. Carr 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout and a walk. First delivery from Cleary. A little flare to the right side, and that's going to fall in for a base hit.
Found a hole, didn't it?
Sure did. So another single to the right side. That one not hit as hard as Walazonia's, but they both look exactly the same on my score sheet here.
There's no doubt. That ball barely got to the grass, but it was placed perfectly.
So the first 2 Blazers have reached. And it brings up Will French, the Blazers shortstop and leadoff man. He's swinging on the first pitch, and Coach, that might score a couple. Gets past
it should score 2.
1 run is in. Here comes the second, and 2-run score on a double by Will French. And the Blazers have a 10-0 lead as Cade Carter and Jacob Walazonia both come around to score. Ball was well hit.
It was. When it was hit, I thought it had a chance to get out, but it hit at the base of the wall. The right fielder had to chase it down, and by that time, both runners got good reads on the baseball and were able to score easily.
Brings up Connor Watson. He is 1 for 2 on the day with a home run and a walk. Struck out looking his last time up. Christian Cleary got him looking. Do want to say for Connor's behalf, that was a strikeout looking after a ball that he hit down the third base line that looked like it could have been fair.
Could have been called fair from up here, but
was ruled foul, and that's the breaks. It's the game is not always fair.
It is not.
A lot like life that way. Called a strike, 1-1 the count. Tell you this, the ball he hit in the second inning was definitely fair, and it was way over the left field fence. 3-run bomb. It's been the big blow for the Blazers here in their first game of the season. The 1-1 on the way, like a breaking ball right there. And I'm like you, Coach. I believe that Christian Cleary has developed a little bender.
He has. He has. Good for him.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out.
He may see it again.
Here's the 1-2 fastball back to Cleary. He got him hung up between second and third. We're going to have ourselves a rundown. My word, that's not how you draw it up for sure.
No, it's not.
So,
fielder's choice for Connor.
Fielder's choice. 5. I guess you don't even record the numbers at that point, do you?
No, it went back and forth a little bit. You can't assume an out, so I don't think you can give an error.
I don't guess so. We'll
it was a misplayed ball, but not an error, I guess you could say.
Early in the season, we obviously didn't execute that rundown the way we want to. Kade Rogers rips it to right field. There's Ken Warren McShann, makes a fine play on a hard hit ball by Kade Rogers, and that's the first out of the inning.
He's in the right spot there. Ball was hit very hard. As a hitter, that's frustrating as a hitter. I didn't hit very many hard, and then when you do hit one hard, it goes right at somebody. It's frustrating.
And then, not taking anything away from Cade Carter, but he would tell you that his single was not a hard hit ball.
Correct.
But he gets on base hit, and Cade just rips one out there, Kade Rogers, and it's caught.
Nothing to show for it.
This game ain't fair, Coach.
No, it's not.
Runner
Ball's
going
hit hard.
Ball is going to find the gap.
Well, they cut off.
Yeah, nice job there by Ken Warren McShann, who's played a good right field. But a run scores. That's Will French, and it's 11-0 Blazers. Connor Watson advances to third.
I think that's Sam's third RBI of the game. Is that what you have him for, Craig?
It is.
3 RBIs from your 4-hole hitter. What else do you ask for?
Runners on the corners, first down. Yes, Sam Fagan he's 3 for 3 with a sac fly. That's a good day by your cleanup hitter, Sam Fagan.
Definitely is a good day.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, but he'll be playing baseball next year at Arkansas State University.
Yes, signed with Arkansas State last spring. We're all happy, and I know his parents are, and we are too. We'll be able to go out and watch Sam. Sam's a great young man. Ball squirts away from the catcher there.
Connor Watson scores on what I scored as a pass ball.
It wasn't in the dirt. Looked like it came off the edge of the catcher's glove, but it should have been caught.
He may have been crossed up, maybe, but in any event, that's one that goes against the catcher. And run scores. It's 12-0 Blazers, as they have erupted for 4 innings here in the top of the 5th inning. Cleary still battling out there, but he's behind in the count, 3-0. We defeated Pocahontas last night, Coach, and our top 2 pitchers, Kyle Tolley and Landon Webb, both threw.
Probably a little thin on pitching.
We are a little thin, and I don't see any action in the Raider bullpen.
No,
so
and no one warmed up between innings, so I guess it's Mr. Cleary's to try to get out of, and sometimes you hate to see that. He's thrown a lot of pitches, and I think this is 3rd inning of work.
Christian's a fine young man and a competitor out there.
He'll battle.
He's gonna keep on battling for sure. But I tell you, this is a tough Valley View lineup to battle against.
It is. It is up and down there. They got some kids that can swing the bat.
Provost 1 for 3, single, and he rips that one to center field. Coming in is Kyle Tolley, and he makes
another
outstanding play.
Go back, come in, doesn't make any difference. He makes the play.
Yes, he does.
Or did they call it down? What do they call it, Coach?
Kenneth Tolley says it's a catch. Well, let's see if we can't catch the replay right there. And I couldn't hardly tell from the
replay
either. Myself.
I couldn't either. I thought he caught it. Actually, I thought he caught it.
Coach Despain is. Yeah. I've scored it, fly ball to the center fielder, but I'm going to have to erase that, I guess, Coach.
And we're using a two-man crew in baseball, and that's what you have to do because of the economics and the money. You can't get 3 or 4 umpires out there, whereas if you had more umpires, they would get a better angle and a better call and be in a better position. But with a two-man crew, the umpire in the field, his job is to stay between pitcher's mound and second base, and he can't go out and get a good look. So in his defense, but most of us think he did catch the ball.
Yeah, he caught the ball, and
it's kind of like the ball down over the third base bag a while ago. It happens. It happens. You hate it, but it does happen.
Kind of evened out for us there.
Uh-huh.
Noah Hawkins, the batter for the Blazers. He is 0 for 3 on the day. He did reach on an error his last time up. He's got a chance to help himself as the pitcher here with 2 on and 1 out. The 1-0 on the way. Ball must have missed low.
I think it was down a little bit. I still don't see any action in the bullpen down there.
Little pickoff play to second base. Back safely is Sam Fagan. Well, I'm afraid the next man up on the pitcher's mound for the Raiders may be young Kobe Miller.
Well,
so that young man, he may be in the dugout praying, "Dear Lord, please let Christian get out of this." JV game coming up. Kobe may be starting that on the hill.
Good for him.
The 2-0 in the dirt, blocked by Jacob Tarpley, and keeps it in front of him. And
poor Christian is running on fumes out there. He's battling, but he's not got the velocity that he had when he first went out.
Could use a double play ball right here.
Yes, he could.
Three and 1 the count to Noah Hawkins. 3-1 is fouled away over toward Raider Jim.
I know I'm old. I'm having trouble picking up the ball right now, Craig.
It is, that's a base hit there in the old 5-6 hole.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Gwynn would be very proud of Noah Hawkins.
He's smiling.
He picks up his first hit of the day, and that loads up the bases for the catcher, J.T. Chastain. Chastain is the 9th player that Valley View has, the 9th batter that they have sent up to the plate this inning. Big inning for the Blazers as they have scored 4 here in the top of the 5th.
I think JT, was he the one that drove the ball dead center field a while ago?
Yes, he was.
That Mr. Tolley made a really good play on.
Great run and catch.
Yes, it was.
Backwards. Kyle Tolley has shown tremendous range out there in center field.
Coming in and going back, and there's a little action in the Nettleton bullpen.
And I believe that is number 12, Kobe Miller, who's warming up. But Christian Cleary he's one pitch away from getting out of this.
He is. Good pitch there by Christian.
Really was.
Down and away.
Chastain 0 for 3 on the day, but he has hit the ball squarely a couple of times to center field. There's a ground ball. That may be our double play ball right there. Landon muffs it and unable to convert the out at second. will score that E6. A run will score, and it's 13-0 Blazers.
I guess you give him an RBI on that, don't you, Craig?
Well, on an error, I do not know, Coach. I don't know if
he was not coming home. You can't assume a double play.
I guess you would then.
Then I think that would be an RBI. I do. Now, I'm not the official score master or anything, but just trying to walk my way through it.
Well, your reasoning seems sound to me. It brings up Jacob Walazonia. He is 2 for 3 on the day.
Did he lead this inning with a walk?
He led off with a single.
Single. Okay, I couldn't read my own handwriting. I see it now.
Hard hit ball to right field. He's had a couple of those. We were close to getting out of that one, Coach, but unable to handle that ground ball out there. So Walazonia with bases loaded, 1-out situation. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. 2-0 just outside. 3-0 the count. Something tells me that Walazonia with a 13-0 lead probably has the green light here on 3-0.
I would hope not with 13-0 lead. I would hope they'd make him take. You don't want to, but you were correct again.
Single, and Blazers moving station to station. They score 1. That's a RBI single for Jacob Walazonia. That was Provost who scored that time, Coach. My scorecard is a mess right now.
Mine is too.
do know that Cade Carter is up, and I do know that Raider coach Preston Despain is out visiting. Nettleton's Kobe Miller in the bullpen, and we'll see if he goes to the bullpen here. Valley View has batted around here and scored 6 runs in this disastrous 5th inning for the Raiders. They lead 14-0. Umpire walks out to break up the conference, and well, it looks like they may be bringing in Jack Jones, actually. So Jack Jones moves over from third base to pitcher. I would assume they may put Cleary at shortstop and move Webb to third. Maybe the moves made by Coach Despain. And in the bullpen, Kobe Miller may be breathing a big sigh of relief. Raider freshman Kobe Miller, and that's another. There's 5 class of '89 guys, 5 class of '89 offspring that have been on the field today. Carter, Webb, a couple of McMillan offspring, Rogers and Walazonia and Kobe Miller.
Well, that was a very good class. That was a very good class.
Well, they say it's the best class ever. And by they,
I don't know who they are, but
well, that'd be me.
That'd be you.
Yeah. I say it pretty regularly.
It was a good, outstanding class.
Number 1 rule of propaganda: if you repeat a lie often enough and loud enough, people will believe it.
After a while, they will.
Jack Jones coming in, and he will be facing Cade Carter. And Valley View seems like this inning started about an hour ago.
It's been a long inning.
Been a long inning for sure. Valley View with 14 runs on 11 hits. Got more runs than they do hits. A big reason for that is the Raiders have committed 5 errors in this game. No runs for the Raiders. 1 hit, 5 errors. Hard to win a ball game whenever you got that kind of line, Coach. 0-1-5.
Well, zero's not going to win many games, no doubt about that.
Exactly. Looks like Jack Jones is ready, and Cade Carter is as well. The Blazer second baseman steps in from the right side. He's batting with the bases loaded, one down, and Jack Jones 1 pitch away from getting out of this mess. First pitch on the way, fastball outside corner. He gets the call. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 from Jack Jones. Another fastball. Looks like he just missed inside on that one. Count even at 1. Jones from the stretch, kicks, fires. Ball high, 2-1 now the count to Cade Carter. Coach, I guess both of your basketball teams at Valley View done right now.
Yes, our boys got beaten first round of the regional tournament last week by a very good Little Rock Mills team who won the region.
And I know you remember that school well, Little Rock Mills.
We played down there a time or two.
Our 1989 team, Little Rock Mills hosted that tournament, and we drew them in the first round
and beat them.
in the first round. I don't think anybody thought we would do that.
I remember that clearly.
A young freshman named Wade Brown, as Jack walks in a run. Noah Hawkins, I believe, is the Blazer who scores. That'll bring up Will French. It's 15-0 to score. A young freshman named Wade Brown hit a grand slam home run.
I remember that.
In that game, and that was all that John Moore needed to keep the Comets down, and the Raiders advanced to the second round. Wade Brown is a baseball coach for Jonesboro, football coach for Jonesboro.
He had a good college career.
He did. He did. Wound up being an outstanding hitter. Of course, he was a good hitter as a freshman.
He was. I had him in that special 8-hole that day, Craig.
Designated hitter. Coach Tommy Fowler pulling the right strings. One thing that me and your son, Judge Fowler, and Jeff Wicker and Brian Carter like to talk about is
got him in the helmet.
Hit him on the helmet, which honestly, Coach, if you're going to be hit, is the best place to be hit.
Looks like he's okay. He's going down to first.
Yeah, that's
Josh wants to make sure he's okay.
Run scores, and that makes it 16-0. But one thing that Carter and Judge Fowler and Jeff Wicker and I like to talk about is the genius that you had of loading the bottom of your lineup with your most fearsome hitter.
No doubt.
The final four.
Right.
And that day, Coach Wade Brown was hitting in the Final Four, and he hit a grand slam home run. That was the first state tournament victory in the history of Raider baseball. Been a very good history for this program. We've got some boards up there. After this game's over with, Coach, I'll let you look at those boards. You're all over it.
Well,
you coached
I had
the
good
80s
players,
and 90s
Craig.
here.
I had good players. I'll be the first to admit. A coach is only as good as his players, and I had some outstanding players that went through. Josh was one of them. Corey Ragsdale, who is a bench coach with the Texas Ranger.
How about that?
Isaac Dillon, the Fry boys. I can go on and name kids that were good players. And,
Andy Shatley.
Andy Shatley is signed professional. He played in the Toronto organization for about 3 years. So we've had a lot of baseball talent here.
I know you remember the alumni game we had here in 2004.
Right.
Andy came out and played on the alumni team. That's a rip toward the third base. Hard hit ball. I'd score that a single, Coach. What about you?
I've got that. I just marked it.
And the Blazers plate another one. That makes the score 17-0. And that brings up, I believe we're going to have a pinch hitter here as Coach Allison is going to his bench. That is Eli Lee.
Backup third baseman for us.
Yes. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's Jeanette Lee's son. Am I right about that?
I really don't know his parents.
Okay. Jeanette Lee was Jeanette Withrow was her maiden name. She was Nettleton Raider, I believe, class of '83. Her son was Buck Withrow. Her brother was Buck Withrow, who was a very good football player here. His father was the great Gary Withrow, greatest offensive line coach in ASU history.
Right.
So that's the lineage of Lee. And that's if I got the right Lee. Eli Lee at the plate. He's up there with the bases loaded, 1 down. Jack Jones' first pitch is a strike. Yeah, I know you had some outstanding teams in the late 80s, and I joke about that a lot, but there was some good high school teams back then. Had some very good teams throughout the 90s. Played for the state championship.
Yeah, Josh's crew did when they were freshmen. I think I was trying to think. I know I started at least 4 and possibly even 5 freshmen that game when we got beat by Bologna in the finals of the state. And then ground ball to shortstop, step on the bag, throw across. Nah, maybe not in time. Got 1 out, though.
Fielder's choice 6-4 as Eli Lee reaches. And Sam Fagan's spot in the lineup. And it looks like we do have another pinch hitter. That's number 6, and I don't have his name, and I was hoping our PA announcer did on her roster, but she didn't have the name on the roster either. So we apologize to number 6 parents, grandparents, whoever may be watching. We just don't have a roster with his name. We'll try to run that down maybe and get that young man's name called. But number 6 coming to the plate. Runners on first and third. Maybe a uniform change or something. First pitch is a ground ball to the to the shortstop. Cleary fields, throws over to first in time, and the Blazers are retired, but not before they plate a whole lot of runs. We have played 4.5. Heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score: Valley View 18, Nettleton 0. You're watching Raider baseball on NTV.
Terry Gray. Rice farming isn't a profession, it's a way of life. As owner of Delaplaine Seed Company, Terry's been the region's rice tech leader for more than a decade. In the summer, Terry's not behind a desk. He can be found in rice fields giving advice, or he can be on your farm helping you put more bushels in your tanks and money in your pocket. From securing your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery, let Terry help you be more profitable this season. Delaplaine Seed Company.
That whatever it takes for every child, but really we mean that. You know, it's not something that we just say, and we don't take that lightly. At the end of the day, I want them to love school. I want them to love and appreciate that our school is willing to go above and beyond to do whatever we can to teach them. But my bottom line goal is to teach them to love school and love learning and become a lifelong learner, just like I try to be.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where Valley View has erupted for Coach. Am I right? 10 runs in the last inning, and they lead 18-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Nettleton will send up Jack Jones' position in the order, but it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter, number 9. And Sam Fagan is the new Blazer pitcher. So that'll close the books on Noah Hawkins. He stands to be the winner.
Noah threw the ball well.
He did.
1 hit.
4 innings, no runs, 1 hit. That is a very good day by the Blazer hurler.
He walked the leadoff batter of the game. After that, I don't know. Well, I don't know if he even did that. I don't know how many walks he had. I see one on my scorecard.
I'm trying to count the strikeouts. I believe he's struck out 2, walked 1. Is that what you got over there too, Coach? Yes. Yeah,
Good line score.
Walked 1 and struck out 2, which, as we mentioned earlier, that young man last year had 36 strikeouts to 9 walks. So keeps the ball in the strike zone, does a good job, and did a very good job today. I believe we got number 9. I believe that's Ethan Duffel at the plate. That is Ethan Duffel at the plate for the Raiders, pinch hitting for Jack Jones. And Sam Fagan coming in to pitch. Is Sam one of your normal hurlers, Coach?
He's in the starting rotation. Had some arm issues. Because of these arm issues and everything, he didn't get to play football this year. But up until this year, he threw the ball pretty good, and looks like his first 2 pitches have got a little velocity on them.
So he's bringing it pretty good. Ethan Duffel, a freshman, welcome to high school baseball.
Right.
Your first at bat, you face Sam Fagan. Here's the 0-2, another fastball, and he just blew it by him. So Duffel down on strikes, and that'll bring up Seth Bishop. I do want to say that was Brady George, who the number 6 for Valley View. My apologies to Brady's family. We didn't have a roster with his name and number up here, so Brady was the last Valley View Blazer to bat. High school rules, 10-run rule after 5, so Valley View 2 outs away from claiming a victory here today at Raider Field. For their first game of the season, Coach, as the athletic director at Valley View, you got to be pleased with their performance.
We feel like we have a chance to be pretty good. We've hit the ball good today. So far, we've fielded it, not made any errors, not given up very many walks. Our pitchers have thrown strikes, and that's what you want as a coach.
Well, of course, you graduated a very good class last year.
Yes, we did.
Some quality guys with Lipford and Shipman, a couple of guys that are playing on the next level.
Yes, they're playing over at Lyon College, and good for them.
But it seems like y'all have reloaded nicely. Seth Bishop, high fly ball to left field. It's caught by the left fielder. I believe that's Connor Watson out there still. It's the starting left fielder. It might have been a defensive substitution, but in any event, it's the second out of the inning. But good to see Seth swinging the bat and put the ball in play. Ken Warren McShann at the plate. He is 1 for 1. Ken Warren has the Raiders' lone hit on the day. Also has made some fine plays out in right field. So
he has done a very good job in right field. Cut some balls off in the gap.
Well, he's going up there hacking, Ken Warren. If I'm not mistaken, Ken Warren is a sophomore. And so that's another young player. So it's a young Nettleton Raider team.
Did you say you had the starting lineup had 2 seniors?
2 seniors, yes, sir.
That's good.
That's all on the whole team. We've got 2 seniors. So a lot of youth on the team. The 0-1 ground ball, maybe find the hole right there, ranging far to his right. Will French throws it across. I'm going to score that a hit, Coach.
It is a hit.
As I believe he had it beat out. Would have been a heck of a play by the Blazers shortstop. So Ken Warren McShann is on with a hit. Error on the throw. He advances to second. So a single and a E6. 2 for 2 on the day is Ken Warren McShann.
Good day.
Good day for the Raiders sophomore, and it brings up Cade Carter, who is 0 for 1 on the day. He did reach on a fielder's choice. The first pitch, boy, they got him picked off at second. Good job running right at him, and almost threw it away, did Fagan. Ken Warren in the rundown, and he is tagged out. I'm not even going to try to score that, Coach. Let's just say that's caught stealing over there. Ken Warren McShann is caught in the rundown and tagged out for the final out of the game. Your final score is Valley View 18, Nettleton nothing. And Coach, game just kind of got out of hand for the Raiders there in that 5th inning.
It did. Valley View had a big 2nd inning where they scored 5, and then had the big inning.
I don't yet. I will, though. Yes, the winning pitcher is Noah Hawkins, and Coach, I was impressed by the way that
he threw the ball well. Threw strikes, kept it in the zone, didn't strike out many, but you don't have to strike out many. The defense behind him played flawless when he was out there, and so it was a very good outing. I'm sure Coach Allison is very pleased with the way Noah threw the ball.
He should be. Valley View with the win. They advance to 1-0 on the season. With a loss, Nettleton falls to 1-1. We'll play again Friday, the Raiders will, and we'll be bringing the live stream to you. And Coach Fowler, I really do appreciate you sitting in and calling color today. It's always a thrill to get to do this. I appreciate you. I know you're the athletic director at Valley View. You got other duties to oversee out there. Thank you for taking your time to contribute to our broadcast here
thank
today.
You, Craig. I appreciate that. And like I said, it always warms my heart to be able to come back because all the Nettleton family over here, when I was here, they were good to me while I was here. They're still good to me, and it's always nice to be able to come back and watch them in action, and I wish them nothing but good luck. And Coach Smith won a ball game today in the state tournament. I wish him and the Lady Raiders good luck.
Absolutely. That's Coach Tommy Fowler, who did more than anybody else to build this baseball program here at Nettleton. He has been kind enough to join us on color commentary. Best baseball coach I've ever had, Coach Tommy Fowler. Thank you, sir, for joining us, and thank you for watching this broadcast of Raider Baseball on NTV. Want to say a great big thanks to our sponsors before we get out of here. Consolidated Insurance, Randy and Lana Johnson at Consolidated Insurance for all your insurance needs. The First Community Bank. Appreciate our great friend Alan Williams at First Community Bank for sponsoring the broadcast. Shadrachs Coffee, Larry Billing. Shadrachs Coffee with 4 locations in Jonesboro. Shadrachs Coffee is fuel for your soul. Collision Repair, Jeff Edgar, the man who hit the first over-the-fence home run in Raider baseball history. Jeff Edgar and Collision Repair. Russell's Truck Accessories, our great friend Ronnie Russell at Russell's Truck Accessories, and Terry Gray at Delaplaine Seed. That's the sponsors of the broadcast. We couldn't do it without them. Thanks so much to them. Want to say thanks to our great crew. Ryan Bell did an awesome job of directing today. Brendan Troutman running the down camera. Also Austin Arford, Cameron Salo. We appreciate Abby Williams and Lindsay Miller on the top camera. For all of our sponsors, for all of our crew, for everybody here at Nettleton, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. We'll see you Friday night. Raider Pride is justified. Raider Pride forever.
Alma mater, heed our parting song. Honor, truth, and joy attend thee. We have loved thee long.